Hey folks, it's Sean from Mind Possible, and I want to share the results of the recent Megamillions lottery prediction I did with over 70 remote viewers. But before I get into the details and how we did, I want to start by thanking the remote viewing Facebook group moderators who allowed me to post my invitation for people to join on their pages, and now allowing me to post this results video on your site. Some of you might be watching this on YouTube or my other websites, but I really want to thank the Facebook moderators, and of course I want to thank all the remote viewers who participated. You were wonderful, and I think everyone had a lot of fun, or at least most people did, and I certainly did. It's very challenging but very worthwhile. Before I get into the details, there's also one more thing I want to say, because I did get a little bit of friction from people online when I posted the invitation. They don't understand that when I lead a group for remote viewing for the lottery, it is not about the money. It is not about the money. It's just that the lottery offers a great way to give us a random event. It's a random event generator. Nobody knows what the lottery numbers are going to be, and we're trying to predict it. And we have a specific time when the numbers will be posted. We have a specific range of information to try and predict. So it's very useful that way. Of course, the lottery puts that really interesting spin on it. What if we did win? And then we learn about managing our emotions in the process, because emotions are important when doing psychic perception. But definitely the biggest intention, for me anyway, is fun, connecting with other people, exploring protocols in remote viewing, and just seeing what we can learn, and realizing how deeply connected each one of us is on a non-physical level with reality throughout space and time. So that's really why I do these predictions for the lottery. It's not about the money. I did charge $2 per person, which didn't come close to compensating me for my time, because this took hours and hours and hours and many headaches. But the $2 charge was a way of preventing anybody from just signing up right away without even reading the instructions or knowing what they should do. I even got a couple of people who really didn't know what associative remote viewing was, and they ended up participating, so they got through that gate. But that's what the $2 was about. So hopefully that helps people relax a little bit about what I'm doing here. There really is a deeper intention for everything I do. Okay, so the structure we used was, of course, associative remote viewing, and each participant was associated with one of the lottery numbers, but they were not trying to perceive lottery numbers. They were trying to perceive the feedback target they would be shown following their posting of the results of the lottery. And in this case, I used video for feedback, not my usual 3D video, but a 2D video instead of a static picture. I think it's more fun using video for feedback. So some people did their viewing session 2 days before their feedback session, and some just 1 day before their feedback session. They did their transcripts. They set their intention to view the video I would show them as their feedback after the lottery was drawn the next day. They did their transcripts, emailed them to me, and I judged each one. And whatever of the two potential images that they were, or two potential videos that they were connecting to, would help me predict whether that number associated with them was going to be drawn or not drawn. So maybe someone was connected with the number 3, and they saw the video that I had assigned to indicating that the number 3 would not be drawn. And I said, okay, that's the prediction. Number 3 will not be drawn. And I think in this case, that was actually true. Someone predicted it wouldn't be drawn, and it wasn't. So for that person, it was a hit. If someone predicted the number would be drawn and it was drawn, then that would be a hit for them. On the flip side, it would be misses. With the Megamillions lottery, we had to predict 95 numbers. In a perfect world, we'd be able to do that. We'd have 95 people. The main field of numbers goes from 1 to 70, and we had to pick 5 numbers that would be drawn from that range. And then there was the mega ball, which is kind of like the Powerball, which goes from 1 to 25. And we had to determine which one of those numbers between 1 and 25 would be drawn. If we could get 5 from the main field and the 1 mega ball, we'd all be multi-millionaires, and I probably wouldn't be making this video right now. I'd be sitting on a beach somewhere earning 20%. So, but still, some interesting things did happen. And I'm going to go over what we predicted as the numbers. We ended up coming up with 7 numbers from that first field of 70. 7 numbers were predicted as being drawn, which is not great because we were hoping for 5, then you only have to buy 1 ticket. This way we had to buy multiple tickets to cover all the combinations, and each person was responsible for buying their own tickets. And the numbers we predicted as being drawn in order of their strength, so some had strong transcripts that really connected, and some not so much. That the number 40, that was a medium strength. The number 13, medium. 63, medium. 39, medium. 70 was weak, but it leaned in that direction. 47 and number 10 was weak, but it leaned in that direction. For the Mega Ball, I didn't have enough people. I didn't have 95 viewers. I had 76 viewers. 2 of them didn't even submit anything, and 4 of them were passes because 2 of them, I don't think they really knew what associative remote viewing was, so they sent me a list of numbers, and that's not what we're doing. A couple others, there seemed to be no connection with the psychic signal. They weren't really receiving any information that connected with either of the potential target videos. But of the people who we did have for the Mega Ball, someone did lean towards the number 18 as being drawn. That was pretty weak. But at least it was just one. So for every set of tickets that I bought, I just put the number 18 as the Mega Ball. Even if I didn't get the Mega Ball, if I got the 5 numbers, that could still be $1 million for the ticket. And here's where I have to pause, because some of you might not understand if you haven't done this kind of remote viewing before or tried to predict a lottery. A lot of people think right away, oh, we only need 5 people to be right. We only need to guess the 5 winning numbers, but that's not true at all. We need to predict the correct outcome for all 70 numbers. Not only do we have to predict which ones will be drawn, but we have to predict which ones will not be drawn. So we need to find 5 numbers that will be drawn and 65 that will not be drawn. So that's really the complexity of this task. It's not just about finding winning numbers, it's about finding what happens to each and every number, whether it's drawn or not drawn. And I'm sorry I'm dragging this out, but some of you might not understand it right away. And we did really well overall, considering that we have to predict the outcome for every number. We had 58 hits. 58 people correctly predicted the outcome of the number that I had associated with their name, with their session. So that's great. We had 4 passes and only 12 misses. Only 12 misses. It's so amazing to me, even as I'm making this video. Only 12 misses. But we didn't win. The actual winning numbers were 50, and the strength of that transcript that said that it wouldn't be winning number was medium. 28, that transcript saying it wouldn't be drawn was weak. 26, weak. 19, weak. And 10 was weak, but 10 was one of the ones that we had predicted as being drawn. So we got 1 out of 5. But still, what I really want everyone to focus on was the fact that we only had 12 misses overall. That means some people predicted a number being drawn, but it wasn't, or a number not being drawn, but it was. 12 misses, 58 hits, 4 passes. And so that's really great, because the kind of people who signed up, we had some people who've been doing remote viewing for years. We have people who've only remote viewed twice, but they had the training, so they knew the protocol. And then we had a lot of people in between with a variety of experience. And anyone who's done remote viewing long enough understands that on any given day, you could have a really good day and be right on signal, and you could have a crummy day. And then there are tons of other reasons why a number that you did such a great transcript for, maybe being drawn, it wasn't drawn, or you predicted that it wouldn't be drawn, but it was. So many reasons we can talk about why that happens. Why does reality behave that way? And the thing is, in this video, that would take hours to talk about. And I'm not going to be able to respond to people on these Facebook pages to comments. It's just too much, and I'm really exhausted from this project. But I want to encourage you, this year or next year, there are organizations that you need to know where if you go to their conventions, to their conferences, you can have these deep conversations in person with other people with similar interests in remote viewing and psychic ability. And I just want to list a few here. Get to know the Applied Precognition Project. Get to know the International Remote Viewing Association. Learn about the Society for Scientific Exploration. Learn about the Monroe Institute, the Ryan Research Center, and of course the Institute of Noetic Sciences. They're not specifically about remote viewing, some of these, but there's always some aspect about non-physical perception, about psychic ability, about extended human capacity. and wonderful people. Go to these places, go to these conferences. A lot of these offer training and activities you can do every week to practice your skills. Especially with associative remote viewing, if you want to learn about it quickly and practice with a group of people every week, get to know the Applied Precognition Project right away. Great people. And then you can also meet some of them in Las Vegas for their annual conference, which is really fun, betting on sports and things like that. I also want to encourage you beginners to watch the movie Third Eye Spies, which talks about the history of remote viewing, has some great footage, and it's just amazing to watch. It will blow your mind. There are also a couple of people who give interviews about remote viewing that are really important for you to know about. One is New Thinking Aloud with Jeffrey Mishlove. If you go to his channel and just look up remote viewing, he's interviewed all the greats in remote viewing. And also there's a new podcast called Exploring Consciousness with Donna Rebido, and she just recently interviewed 2 great remote viewing instructors. And so you just go there right now and you can listen to that podcast. It's fascinating. So just get to know all these organizations and these 2 people who give interviews. Other than that, I just really want to reiterate the magic and mystery of remote viewing and psychic perception, especially in today's world where everything is so full of conflict and full of struggle against the limitation. But something about this work reminds us that we are more than our physical bodies, that we are non-physical consciousness, and we are so deeply connected with each other and with people, places, and events in the future, in the past, and in the present moment. For me, there is something spiritual about this work, and it's always fascinating. I'm always surprised. I don't care if I never win another lottery doing this. In 2019, we won a small, it's called the Pick 3 lottery. We won it twice in 2019 using this format. And I think I'm so satisfied by that, I don't need to win again, but I love introducing people to this work. But there's really a deeper message here, and I hope that you can take that with you from this video, that we are so deeply connected. And maybe if we can focus on that more than on the ways on the surface where we're different from each other, or where we disagree, just a reminder that there's something deeper at play here, and there's a lot of meaning there. Anyway, I'll stop there, and I hope I see you at some conference this year or next year. I'm not going to be online that much more as time goes along. I've got other things I got to do. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and take care. Bye-bye.